Hi, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to learn how to add and subtract real numbers. So let's say, for example, we have something like -6 plus 4. Let's say we have given an operation like this. So how do we perform the following operation? So now I would like to ask you a couple of things. So no, before we do this, in order to perform this operation, we are going to ask ourselves between the number 6 and 4, which one is the biggest number? And when doing that, we have to forget about the signs of the following two numbers. So remember, the sign of the number 6 is located where? On the left side of 6. So the sign of the number 6 is what? Negative. So now the sign of the number 4 is what? Positive. So now let's forget about the signs of the following two numbers and ask ourselves between the number 6 and 4, which one is bigger? So obviously, between the number 6 and 4, we know that 6 is bigger. So since 6 is bigger, so let's ask ourselves the question, what is the sign of the number 6? So the sign of the number 6 is what? Is negative. So you put the equal sign, then you put negative. So that's the first thing that you have to do. Forget about the signs of these two numbers and ask yourself between the number 6 and 4, which one is bigger? So we know the answer is 6. So now the next question that you have to ask yourselves is, what is the sign of the number 6? So the sign of the number 6 is negative. So you put negative. So you know that 6 is the bigger number and 4 is the smallest number. So let's call 6 bigger and let's call 4 smaller. So as soon as you put the sign of the bigger number here, then what you have to do is you take the big number, right? And you put minus the small number. So 6 minus 4 is what? Is 2. So you take the number 2 and you put it right here. So the answer of -6 plus 4 is equal to -2. Okay? Did you get that? So I'm going to re-explain it again. When you have given an operation like -6 plus 4, the first thing that you have to do is between the number 6 and the number 4, which one is bigger? So the answer is 6. So now what is the sign of the number 6? Is negative. So then you put the negative sign. So now you take the big number, you write it down, and you put minus the smaller number. So 6 minus 4 is equal to what? 2. So then you take the number 2 and you put it up here. So which means -6 plus 4 is equal to -2. So now let's take a second example. Example number 2. Let's say we have something like 8 minus 12. Again, what's the first thing that you have to do? So the sign of 8 is what? Positive. So remember on our previous video, I said that the sign of a number, when there's space, when it's empty, when there's no sign, the sign of that number is positive. And if you haven't watched the first video, please, I encourage you to go back and watch that video before finishing watching this one. So now the first question is between the number 8 and 12, Which one is bigger? Between 8 and 12, the biggest number is obviously 12. So now, what is the sign of 12? The sign of 12 is located on the left side of 12. So the sign of 12 is negative. So we put here negative. So now, after that, the second thing that we have to do is we have to take the big number. So between 8 and 12, which one is bigger? The bigger number is 12. So we take the big number and we put minus the small number. And the small number is what? 8. So we put 12 minus 8. So 12 minus 8 is equal to what? Is equal to 4. So then we take this 4 and we put it right here. So which means the final answer of 8 minus 12 is equal to negative 4. So now let's take a third example. Let's say we have negative 4 minus 4. So here things get a little bit tricky, but we are going to make them very simple. So the sign of the first number, which is 4, the sign of this number is negative. So the sign of the second number 4, is also negative. So when two numbers, this is our first number, this is our second number. When two numbers have the same sign, what you have to do is you have to keep their sign and then add the numbers. So there's negative here, there's negative here. So the signs are exactly the same. So what you have to do, you write down here negative. And then you forget about the sign of these two numbers and you add them. So you take the number 4, you put it right here, and you add it to the second number, which is also 4. So what is 4 plus 4? 8. So you take the number 8, you put it here. Again, the first thing you have to do, if two numbers have the same sign, so there's a negative sign here, there's also a negative sign here. So since these two signs are the same, so you keep the number, you keep the sign negative. So now what you have to do, you have to forget the sign of these two numbers and you write these two numbers without their signs. So you take the number 4, you put it right here, and you add it to the second number, which is also 4. So now 4 plus 4 is 8. So you take the number 8 and you drag it over here. So the final answer of negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. Let's take another example. Let's say, for example, we have negative 12 minus 12. Again, the first thing we have to do is we have to look at the signs. So the sign of the number 12 is what? Negative. So the sign of this number 12 is what? Negative. So since this is our first number, this is our second number. So since these two numbers have the same exact sign, so what you have to do is you have to keep the sign. Then that's the first thing you have to do. Then the second thing you have to do, you have to add them. So what is 12 plus 12 is equals what? 24. So then you put here 24. So now let's try another example. Let's say we have negative 6 minus 3. So the first thing you have to do, you have to look at the sign of the numbers. So the sign of the first number is negative, and the sign of the second number is also negative. So these two numbers, they have the same sign. So what you have to do is you keep their sign. So their sign is what? Negative. So then, after you keep their sign, you add the numbers. So the first number is what? 6. And the second number is what? 3. So what is 6 plus 3? 9. So then you put 9 here. So the answer of negative 6 minus 3 is equal to negative 9. Okay, did you get that? So now it's time for the challenge. So I'm going to erase this and I'm going to challenge you to practice some exercises. Again, if you don't practice, you will forget. So for pretty much anything in life, as I always say, you have to practice. You want to be a good basketball player, you have to play basketball. You want to be a good singer, you need to practice singing. So if you want to be good at math, you also have to practice mathematics. It's as very simple as that. So let's try the following exercises. So the first exercise is -8 plus 4. And the second exercise is -11 plus 3. And the third one is -2 minus 2. So what I would like you to do, I would like you to pause the video and try the following exercises on your own. And then after you have tried them, then hit the play button again and we are going to do them together. So see you soon. Hi, welcome back again. Are you done? All right, so now let's do them together. So answers. All right. So for the first one, we have -8 plus 4. Again, the first thing that we have to do is we have to look at the sign of the two numbers. All right? So we ask ourselves between 8 and 4, which one is bigger? 8 is bigger. So what is the sign of the number 8? Is negative. So we put the negative sign right here. Then what we have to do is we take the big number, which is 8, and we put minus the small number, which is 4. And what is 8 minus 4? Is what? 4. So you put 4 here. So the answer to -8 plus 4 is -4. So now let's take the second one. The second one we have -11 plus 3. So again, the first thing, you look at the two numbers and you ask yourselves, between 11 and 3, which one is bigger? The number 11 is bigger. So what is the sign of the number 11? The sign of the number 11 is negative. So you put negative here. Then you take the big number, which is 11, then you put minus the small number, which is 3. So 11 minus 3 is equal to what? 8. Then you erase this. So the answer to -11 plus 3 is equal to -8. So now for our last exercise, we have -2, -2. Haha. So in this case, the numbers have the same exact sign. So as I said earlier, if two numbers have the same sign, what you have to do is you have to keep their sign. So the sign is negative, right? For both of them. So we keep the negative sign. And then now we forget about the sign of these numbers and we add them. So we take the number 2, we put plus the second number, which is 2. So 2 plus 2 is equal to what? 4. So we put the number 4 here and then we erase this. So that's all for this video, and on our next video we are going to learn how to multiply real numbers. So again, thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.